Good morning. Welcome to Walking Boxing. It is Thursday, October the 10th, 2024. And there's been a fair bit going on in the last 24 hours, particularly with the Tim Tszyu situation. Now, I went over this yesterday and I actually commented that there hasn't really been anything said about the prospect of the fight maybe being cancelled with what's going on over there with a hurricane, Hurricane Milton, I think it is, in Florida. Now that hurricane is predicted to fly right over Tampa, right across over Orlando. Just as I mentioned it yesterday, I got home after doing the video, and of course there is an article on the website or the internet saying Tszyu fight in doubt. So I really hope this isn't the case, but when you look at it, as I said yesterday, with what's going to happen there, and then the aftermath of the hurricane, is the fight going to be able to proceed? Now, from all accounts, the organisers of the event are pretty confident that it's going to go on, which I'm a little bit surprised about, if I'm being honest, because I did actually get one thing wrong yesterday. I think I did predict that Hurricane Milton would hit next Wednesday. It was actually this Wednesday, which is now Thursday here in Australia, so it should be pretty much today. So maybe what I'm thinking is they're going to just obviously see what the damage is afterwards, see the after effects of it all, and then Tim and the team will fly there on Sunday. So, and then of course the fight the following weekend. So a lot to play out there. Look, the thing is with it, when you get a weather broadcaster on the news over there, just talk about winds as well here, apologies about that if you can hear that. When you've got a weather broadcaster over there literally in tears as he's announcing what he's predicting is going to happen, I think we have to take this very seriously. And I think to the point where I think one of the mayor of one of the towns over there or cities has literally said to the residents of his town, whatever it is, his area, state, not state, but region, whatever it is, if you don't leave, you will die. That's how dire this is. So, look, let's hope, first of all, that everyone's safe over there. Of course, that's the main thing. We can maybe have the fight go ahead, week and a bit later. So I did see that Matteo Tapia had been evacuated from his training camp. He was going to Miami. And as I said, from all accounts, the promoters of the event are pretty confident that the event will still go ahead, which, look, they obviously know better than what I do, but geez, to have something, I think they said it was going to be the third or fourth worst hurricane in the history of that region, the worst in nearly 100 years. So just amazing. And again, let's hope, of course, everyone's safe over there, and let's just hope we get the best of both worlds. Everyone's safe, there's not too much damage, and we still get the fight the week after. But as I said, a bit to play out there. And just when it comes to Tim, is it just me, or does it always seem that there's a twist? There is a twist with him. We've gone back to, let's go back to the Michael Zerafa fight. 2 weeks out, Michael Zerafa pulls a pin. This is during COVID. Now, you remember at the time when it all happened, I know what's been said, I think Michael said he was misinformed and all this sort of stuff. I remember back to that fight, and all I could remember was, well, hang on, you're from Melbourne and you won't fly to Newcastle, but we've got Barry Michael, I think, was doing the commentary. He flew from Melbourne, and we had the guy, as it Noi or whatever his name is, that beat Liam Wilson. He flew in from the Philippines for the event, not to mention a few other people that flew in from interstate as well. They all got there, and Michael Zerafa refused to go from Melbourne, even though they, from all accounts, offered to give him a chartered flight. So look, I don't know, that's all hearsay and he said, she said sort of stuff, but that was the first thing. And Stevie Sparks saved the event by jumping in, if you can remember that. Not that it ended well for Stevie, but full respect for what he did. Then, what was it? There's been numerous ones. I think we had the dog bite. Well, I think that was the Ocampo fight, where again, a couple of weeks out, might have even been closer, that he got bitten by his mate's dog and had to have an operation and still fought. And then, of course, this year, I think there might be some more, I don't know. Then in this instance here, we've had earlier in the year with Fundora, a week and a half or 2 weeks out, whatever it was, Keith Thurman pulls the pin and he fights Fundora. And then not just that alone, then we get the drama of the fight itself with the cut and the blood and everything else, and what a brutal fight that was. So I think I did read that Glenn Jennings said it's not a Tim Tszyu fight without some sort of controversy a couple of weeks out, but not that this is controversial, but drama always seems to be something. So anyway, let's hope it all comes out good. The other thing I read, as far as Aussies go, a couple of Aussies in big fights on big cards. First of all, we have on the Usyk Fury 2 card, Dempsey McKean on that event in Riyadh. And also, I'll get to the undercard of that in a minute, but also Dana Coolwell has landed a fight, by all accounts, by all reports, with American Bruce Carrington on the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul card in Arlington, Texas on November 15th. So a massive opportunity for Dana Coolwell, who's sort of gone missing a little bit. Of course, he left Tasman Fighters and was almost looking like he was going down, as we get to a dog up here, he's behind the fence, so it's all good. Almost was looking like he was going to go the Paulo Alcuso way, where, come on, we'll get you out of there. Come on, buddy. We don't need the aggravation. Come on, buddy. It's all good, they're behind the fence. But yeah, as I said, I thought he was going to go the Paulo Alcuso way, where he would just vanish. Really good, young, talented, up-and-coming fighter who would just drop off the face of the earth almost. So he's got that fight with Bruce Carrington. Now, Dana is 13-2. Carrington, I think, is 13-0. So a massive opportunity. Now, the report I read was pretty much all about Bruce Carrington, and next year he's going to do this and he's going to do that. Oh, by the way, he's fighting some Australian on the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson card. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity. He's obviously being very underrated in the event. He's just obviously the B side, if not C side. So yeah, wrapped for Dana Coolwell to be on such a big card, and they're expecting a full house at Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington. And I think I said yesterday or the day before that we hadn't really heard much about Tyson and Paul. It's gone very silent, but now they announced that Katie Taylor was getting $6 million to fight Amanda Serrano. Now they're announcing Carrington versus Coolwell on the undercard. So looks like we're going to have a fight. Let's, well, I'm going to say let's hope so. I don't really hope so. I think I did read as well that Eddie Hearn, who's got Katie Taylor on the undercard, of course, has said that he will be in the arena for her fight, and then immediately after he will leave the building. He's got no interest in the fight itself, and I reckon I might be in the same camp as that. Now, of course, I'm going to watch it. It's free on Netflix. Okay, so, but certainly not really looking forward to the event. I mean, probably like a lot of people, it's almost like a car crash where you can't look away. What is going to happen? Is Mike Tyson going to show us something? Is Jake Paul going to show us something? I don't know. But anyway, the sooner it's over, the better for me anyway. But and on Eddie Hearn as well. Now, he's actually got this is probably another reason why he's not going to hang around. He's got a defamation lawsuit happening against Jake Paul as well. So I think it's going to be a little bit frosty at the press conference and weigh-in the week leading into that fight, I would think. Because I can't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure Jake Paul, that's what it was. One of the judges, and I can't remember his name, Eddie Hearn's fighter, who was it? Actually, it might have been Serrano and Katie Taylor. The score for that, and it was a score in another fight, and Jake Paul pretty much implied that Eddie Hearn was paying off this particular judge. So I think the judge might have even sued him as well. So that's all pending. So that is going to be very, very awkward. So on to the other Aussie on the big card, Dempsey McKean. Now I've got the card here. It's been announced, the Usyk Fury 2 card. So obviously headlined by Usyk and Fury, but I've got to say I'm not overly excited about the fights on the undercard. I know they're all going to be solid. but I would have expected maybe a little bit more with such a big fight. So the official card, we'll start from the bottom up. Isaac Lowe, Lee McGregor, Dennis McCann, Peter McGrail, Johnny Fisher, Dave Allen. Now all solid fights, but certainly not going to make me get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so that's just, and Moses Atama and Dempsey McKean. Now that'll be a good fight. Atama, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is an Englishman, undefeated Englishman. I think he's had 10 fights, I think. So that's going to be a big test for Dempsey. Now I think this is one of those fights where it's a sink or swim situation where they're going to pit these two guys together, and the winner will go on to maybe some big fights, and I think the loser will be pretty much, for the time being anyway, just completely wiped, forgotten about, and told to go back and earn your way back. When you get a fight of two young guys, unless it's an absolute war and it's a close decision or whatever it is, Turki Al Sheikh might say, okay, we'll get you back, like he has with some other fighters. But yeah, I think it's again one of those fork in the road moments for both of these fighters, particularly for Dempsey. I think if he can't beat Moses, I would say that maybe, you know, his time at that level might be over. I know he's not an old guy, older guy, but you would think that it's going to be tough for him to get back. But the co-main, I will say, I am very interested in, and that is Sergey Bohachuk and Israel Madrimov. That is a good fight. And this is probably an example of two fighters that have lost their last two fights in controversial fashion, and Turki Al Sheikh has given them an opportunity on arguably the biggest card of the year. So I do like that. I do admire that he's stuck to his word and said to the boys, all right, you're both going to get an opportunity, and I'll just grab his lead there, and what an opportunity it is. So I think it's a tough fight to pick. I think it's going to be a very even fight. It's probably a bit early. I'll probably go for Madrimov if I'm being honest at this stage. But I like the fight, and again, I like the fact that Turki Al Sheikh has given these guys an opportunity after both lost heartbreaking decisions in their last fight. So that is the card there, December 21st. It's going to come around pretty quick. It's only about 10 weeks away, so something to look forward to towards the end of the year. Now another fight that I'm not sure it's been officially announced, but has been leaked out there, and the drums are beating louder over the last couple of days, is David Benavidez and David Morrell possibly going at it on January the 25th, 2025 in Las Vegas. Now, apparently David Benavidez, well, not apparently, he did leak this on his social media accounts, and has just announced the fight. I'm not sure whether he was able to do that per contracts and everything else, but it hasn't stopped him. He's put it out there. Look, this is a fight I didn't expect yet, but I really welcome it. What a fight it will be. Benavidez and Morrell. This is a really, really tough fight to pick. I think Morrell has every opportunity to beat David Benavidez. And the winner, of course, will set up a fight with the winner of Beterbiev, and Bivol. Now, the reason I think it's probably more likely to happen than not likely to happen, even though it's only about 3 months away, or 2.5, 3 months away, is that they've already started to leak the undercard, and one of the fights they're looking at is Pitbull Cruz against Jose Valenzuela in a rematch, which I would welcome as well. Now, even though Valenzuela won the first fight, I thought comprehensively, I think that Cruz definitely can win a rematch if he fights a different type of fight. I thought he didn't really vary it up in the first fight. He was his aggressive self, that's for sure, but didn't really cut the ring off enough. I don't think, put enough pressure on Valenzuela, and was probably caught a little bit off guard by Valenzuela as well, by how well he fought, because I thought that Isaac Cruz would win that fight quite comfortably, and of course didn't pan out that way. So there it is. So Benavidez, Morrell, and Valenzuela and Cruz, 2 on the undercard. So depending who else they add to that card, it's almost a card worth going over to see. Just those 2 fights alone already is a very solid card, and there's been no mention about where it will be in Las Vegas. Well, maybe it was. I was just going to say I couldn't see it at T-Mobile Arena. But if they put Tim Zhu and Sebastian Fundora there, well, maybe Benavides and Morel is big enough to be there as well. So, and especially with Isaac Cruz and Valenzuela on the undercard, they will draw a lot of people as well. So plenty going on. One last thing is the Hall of Fame inductions or inductees have been announced for next year, but in the fighters category. This is in Canastota, New York. Manny Pacquiao has been put up for induction. You would think he would go straight into, well, he could almost go straight into Legends class, really, couldn't he? But got a feel for the other fighters in the mix as well. Lucian Boot, the great super middleweight, Sean Porter, and Mikey Garcia. Now, first of all, I'm probably wondering, I've got sort of doubts that the other three are maybe Hall of Fame worthy, but they wouldn't be inducted for nothing. But not a great year to be up against Manny Pacquiao. So guys, that is it for today. Hope you have a great day, and we will catch you tomorrow.